which is introduced by Honorable Health and Family Welfare Minister. Sir, this bill is a welcome step and much needed legislation in this time when incidents of violence and crime against individuals are increasing. The battle against COVID poses the greatest challenge that our generation has ever faced. This enemy is unlike any other that we have faced till now. It is invisible and at present invisible. The entire world or is being realigned to a new reality and a new normal where our approaches and ideas to approaches on all matters considered normal needs a reset. To sense what the Black Death or pandemic was really like, we have to imagine that the third of the people we know or of the human beings we can see walking down the street suddenly disappear. The known world with a third fever of its people within a span of 6 years is unthinkable. And it happened only once in history. Sir, this picture from the past of a plague describes what we would have been had it not been for the selfless service of our health workers, from nurses, hospital support staff, doctors, paramedical fraternity, and every person who tended to the patients. Speaker, sir, yet many of us turn into human beings, displaying behaviors befitting animals. Let me cite some examples of violence against doctors carried out during the lockdown period. A group of local residents threw stone even at the ambulance carrying the body of the doctor before the cremation, and the cremation triggered a protest in Chennai. The deceased was a neurosurgeon and chairman of a hospital in the city. Sir, another similar incident. Locals had protested in Chennai against the cremation of 60-year-old doctor from Andhra Pradesh who died of the infection. A mob of 200 people had attacked a healthcare team in Bengaluru neighborhood who had come to take primary and secondary contacts, coronavirus positive patient to a quarantine facility. Mr. Speaker, sir, doctors in Indore, Madhya Pradesh, were attacked by a mob when they had visited an area to screen people for COVID-19. In the national capital, 2 female doctors from Safdarjung Hospital were attacked by a 42-year-old man who accused them to spreading the infection. These incidents display how insensitive we have become and how we treat the ones who save us. If these are incidents of violence against doctors and medical team during COVID, the brutal attack against doctors and healthcare workers continue across the country. Speaker, sir, as per the available records, documented cases of violence against doctors and hospital stands at 187 cases across 20 states, and this figure is only increasing when we add the incidents against the entire medical community. Sir, in this regard, I urge the government to ensure comprehensive legislation to protect lives of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare staff is promulgated at the earliest of the standalone legislation than an amendment. Sir, A comprehensive central legislation in the form of a special law is mandatory in our country to address the issue of healthcare violence. Laws enacted by states are ineffective and the conviction is very low. That is very important point, sir. The special law has to be framed under the item 1 and 2 concurrent list of 7th schedule of Indian Constitution. The section 353 of IPC, violence on public servants, atrocities against women, child sexual offence, etc. are governed by central acts of these sections of population, means special legislation. While I applaud the effort of the government to offer protection to the healthcare fraternity, I must highlight the gross inequalities they suffer. Kerala State Directorate of Health Service include the junior doctors in the government salary challenge campaign, under which is 6 days salary has to be contributed to the Chief Minister Distress Relief Fund every month. A section of junior doctors complained that only 400 old doctors had received salary so far, and that too after facing salary challenges cut and tax deduction. Sir, with more than half of the 900 plus junior doctors deployed in COVID first-line treatment centers, Kerala yet to receive their monthly salary. Their situation is stressful. The junior doctors are working under extreme pressure in several COVID first-line treatment centers in Kerala as well as other parts of the country. More than 100 patients are being managed by just 2 doctors. Many doctors work continuously for 12 to 16 hours a day. Said a doctor in Alapi district, Kerala. Even the 1 week leave that was promised after 10 days continuous duty is not being given at many places. There have been instances doctors being recalled after 2 days of the leave. I would highlight glaring incidents of this government's lack of empathy towards doctors and healthcare workers who died in line of COVID duty. Sir, the Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Sri Ashwini Kumar Chaubeji, replied the question in Rajya Sabha that 64 doctors, 34 A&M, MBHW workers, 14 ASHA workers, and 14 others, and totally 155 is the COVID-19 fatalities amongst healthcare workers. This statement was challenged by Chaubeji Age. Yeah. The Chaubeji statement was challenged by Indian Medical Association.
अब तो conclude कर दो, चौबे जी आगे.
Sir, I am concluding. Very important point. Honorable Minister is sitting here. I am giving the detail figures which was given by Honorable Minister in Rajya Sabha. At the same time, Indian Medical Association question Honorable Minister answer in question in the Rajya Sabha. That's why I would like to draw the attention of Honorable Cabinet Minister and MOS through you, sir. Sir, the statement was challenged by the Indian Medical Association, and they released a list of 382 doctors who said died due to the viral infection. So this government is not even aware of the figures of casualties among healthcare workers and doctors. The IMA statement and rebuttal of government's claim exposed the hypocrisy of the government. The IMA stated that no nation has lost as many doctors and healthcare workers like India. That is very important. I think Honorable Minister Shri Harshvardhan in his reply, he will give a clear picture. Doctors suffer 4 times the mortality of ordinary citizens, and private practitioners suffer 8 times mortality on the same scale. So in this entire ongoing episode of COVID pandemic, the frontline casualties are doctors, nurses, ASHA workers, and paramedical staff. Yet this government is turning a blind eye towards their plight. Want to ask the government what compensation and rehabilitation is being given to the families of the healthcare workers and doctors who lost their lives in this battle. Would the government provide relief or compensation to the healthcare workers and doctors from PM Care Fund? The answers to these questions are met with a hollow statement about treating health workers as heroes and gods, but in reality their lives are being lost and their families are left to fend for themselves. Sir. With these words, sir, Honorable Speaker, sir, I am very grateful to you, sir. You are not disturbing my speech. This is the first time you are not disturbing my speech. You are allowing complete my speech. I never cut my speech, sir. I am very much thankful to sir. I would like to request Honorable Minister, sir, I am concluding. Only one,
अभी तो
sir.
right to
Sir,
reply और दूंगा आपको.
sir, yeah,
Right to reply
I am appreciating Honorable Health and Family Minister, Welfare Minister Shri Ashwathan ji, and MOS Shri Chaubeji and his team working day and night for the defeating COVID pandemic disease. So we are aware, as a member of parliament, I am also personally aware, and also the entire house is aware of that. Honorable Ashwathan ji is day and night working for this against this pandemic. So I do appreciate your commitment and also your entire team day and night working for the working against the pandemic of this country. So there are so many issues are before us. First, main issues, our doctors and paramedical staff, ASHA workers, they are facing problem. Their problem should be addressed. That is very important, sir. So everybody is, they are protecting life of thousands, not only lakh and lakh of people of our country, those who are affected by the pandemic. So you must address our doctors, our nurses, our health workers, and also ASHA workers. With these words, I conclude, sir. Thank you so much, sir.